Welcome to the Dead Bedroom Revival podcast. My name is Corey, your host, and today we're going to be talking about how to reignite a sexless relationship. Now, reigniting it is a very complex, very multi-level thing to talk about because it's there's no one size fit for all, but there is something that you can do to make yourself irresistible. So I think this is where people sort of miss it. And when I say people who miss it, I'm talking about the people that are within my space that are trying to help people to do this, to sort of overcome this. I've read quite a lot of books. I've followed quite a lot of people, and they talk about how to reignite her and how to bring up the passion out of her, and it comes off the premise that she's got the problem. And when you look at it from that perspective, it makes it 10 times harder. It's almost like getting a very, very heavy rock and you're trying to push it up the hill. And this is how it feels if you start off trying to fix it and you think she's got the problem. For you to be in a sexless relationship, it takes two to make it happen. It's not a case that she's the one who's lost the libido, so therefore she's the one that's the problem. The problem has begun because of your behaviors and the certain habits that you have contributed to this relationship. And I'm sorry that I'm saying you, but it's not your fault. You didn't know how to be in a marriage. You didn't know how to do it in a marriage. Neither does she. You guys are guessing as you go along. Everybody is guessing. And that's the big secret about marriage. Everybody's guessing and hoping to be doing their best. So for you to be in that situation, it's because both of you have contributed to it with the behaviors, the certain habits that you're doing. And over a period of time, it's just been a mismatch within your desire. So if you start off, this is why you now see that if you start off with the thought that she's got the problem, it means that now you're doing things to try and fix her. And some of these things end up working temporarily. And then all of a sudden, you're back to square one. And this is what happened. I kept getting all this information. I was trying to implement it. And I would implement it after a few tries. And then it would sort of come back to square one. And I'm like, what? I thought it was working. It's because I was not looking at the fact that I had my own faults and I had my own contributions to this sexless relationship. So when it comes to reigniting, I always say, look at yourself. There's certain things that you have done to contribute. Now, I'm going to give you an example. And this is this example, every time I say it, everybody gets it. People look at seduction as an event. So they have been thinking about sex for a while, maybe a day or so, and maybe it's coming up to the weekend. And then maybe you've woken up and you're both laying in bed, and then you're sort of talking, and then your hand sort of wanders over to a breast, and then you just sort of rub a breast in just sort of an attempt to see if she's going to want it or want to do something. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Or maybe you're kissing and then all of a sudden your hand wanders to your breast. Or if you're feeling brave, then you sort of venture on into your pants, down her pants. And that, again, it works. But over a period of time, it gets old pretty quickly because there isn't that much effort. You're not putting that. It's half-hearted attempts of seduction, and there isn't like a ramp up. There isn't excitement. There isn't anticipation. So when you do it that way, you're not showing the value of that moment that you're taking for connection. Therefore, she won't prioritize it as much as you're prioritizing it in your head because you treated it with so much. I don't really have the right word for it, but you're not treating it with as the value that it deserves. The seduction, I mean. And again, having that distinction, that the seduction and the actual sex. The seduction is the process where you actually building that anticipation, you're building that fun. So there's certain things that you would do before that, and those things are the little things that you would do to create anticipation. One of those things would be if she was cooking, you would go behind her, hold her from the back, sniff her neck, whisper into her ear how wonderful she smells, and then don't escalate any more than that. Spank her a little bit on the bum, tell her how sexy she looks, and you say it without any expectation of getting laid. And that's the key thing as well, that when you do those acts without the expectation of getting laid at that moment, that's what builds the excitement, because you're sort of hinting on this thing. And the best way of using this, if you've ever had a cat, or we've got a cat, and one of the funny things about it when you've got a cat is that they get a lot of energy at some point, and then they go a little bit crazy. So you get a toy, and usually it's like a leaf or a feather or whatever, and I can be playing with this toy. As long as I'm flicking it and doing something with it, the cat goes crazy, just keeps getting excited about the whole thing that's happening. The funniest thing happens whenever I give her the toy, that, okay, go on, just play with it, because now you have it, because you're really desperate to have it. She's not interested anymore. And it goes to show that's a similar thing with the seduction side of things, that you do these little things that are sort of I'm seducing you, then I'm not seducing you, and then I'm seducing you, or I'm doing something, I'm building up this sexual tension, and then I'm releasing sexual tension, releasing sexual tension. And as you keep doing that, it just builds anticipation and excitement, and it now gives her that opportunity for her to feel like desired. She feels the connection of being wanted. She feels the that she is sexy, that you desire her, she's appealing. And those are the things that ends up becoming the switch that then creates the frequency within your relationship. So I really hope just in this episode you've got enough to give you the idea of how you can actually reignite your relationship. Now, this is just a small piece of what you can do. If you want to learn more, you can go to www.deadbedroomrevival.com, and we'll be able to get a free guide, which is going to be 4 ways to seduce her. And you also get a Facebook group link where we do the in-depth training, where you can actually be able to get some tactical stuff that you can do in terms of the seduction. So how do you, what are the things that you could say? What are the things that you could say during the text? What are the things that you could do as well in terms of really just ramping up that seduction, that, she's finding you so irresistible. She's like going crazy. She feels like that, like that sort of teenage love is back within her, that passion to want to see you and want to be with you. So this is the things that we'll be talking about in the Facebook group. So thank you very much for listening, and we'll be seeing you guys soon. So again, go to www.deadbedroomrevival.com, and we'll be seeing you soon. Take care.